Welcome to Book Reviews, where we explore the best books across every genre. I'm Joanna McCann. I'm joined as always by Gerald LeBlanc. Don't forget to grab your free copy of the audiobook using the link in the description below. Let's get started.
Ready to have your mind blown? We're diving into some seriously wild stuff today, folks. The Pentagon's secret hunt for UFOs.
Yeah, we're not talking about grainy photos and tinfoil hats here. We're talking about real investigations led by a former intelligence officer, Luis Elizondo.
From what I hear, the guy was basically living a spy thriller. He worked on something called ATIP, the Advanced Aerospace Threat Identification Program.
That's right. The Pentagon actually had a program dedicated to investigating UAP's unidentified aerial phenomena.
And get this, his book, Imminent, Inside the Pentagon's Hunt for UFOs, blows the lid off everything.
See, Elizondo, he's not just some UFO enthusiast,
Yeah.
The guy's got a serious background, military intelligence, the whole nine yards.
He knows how to handle classified information. Probably even knows how to make a disappearing ink message appear with a lemon, right?
Exactly. He's not jumping to conclusions, especially not when it comes to national security. But what he uncovers is a system that's more focused on keeping things under wraps than actually figuring things out.
Sounds a bit like they're more interested in controlling the story than telling it.
Right. And Elizondo's story, well, it kind of starts with his childhood. His dad was a former Cuban revolutionary.
Intrigue runs in the family then, huh?
You could say that. So he's always been drawn to the unknown. And that interest, it follows him when he joins the military, then intelligence. That's where he really learns how to handle top secret information, spot patterns that others might miss.
Like those puzzles where you got to find the hidden image. He seems like the kind of guy who'd be able to spot that instantly.
Exactly, and that's exactly what he was doing with UAPs. He wasn't just looking at blurry pictures, he was looking for evidence, for a pattern, something that could help explain what these objects are and what they're doing.
Okay, so we're talking about real detective work, but in the world of, the unexplained.
Absolutely. And when Elizondo digs into his work at ATIP, things get really interesting. He describes these super secure facilities, SCIF's sensitive compartmented information facilities.
SCIF sounds intense.
They are. These places are built to keep classified info locked down tight. We're talking walls designed to stop anyone from eavesdropping. Serious secrecy.
Like something straight out of a spy movie.
Exactly. But it's not just the secrecy that's unsettling. Elizondo, he faced pushback, resistance from higher-ups who just weren't interested in UAPs at all.
You mean they didn't want to believe, or maybe they were scared of what they might find?
Maybe both. But Elizondo, he keeps digging. And what he discovers is a massive cover-up. The government's been hiding information about UAPs for years.
Hold on, are we talking Men in Black stuff now?
I mean, not exactly, but Elizondo, he uncovers evidence that the government has been collecting and even trying to reverse engineer technology recovered from UAPs. They called it the Legacy Program, and they're keeping it all hush-hush, even from Congress.
Okay, I get it, you don't want widespread panic, but keeping it all secret, what are they so afraid of? What's the real story they don't want us to know?
Right. Is it just about advanced tech, or is there something more to it?
And this is where it gets really wild. Elizondo, he starts having his own experiences with UAPs. He sees these orbs near his home, watching his family.
That's what they call the hitchhiker effect. It's a pattern reported by many people who have had close encounters, and the stories are, well, let's just say they're pretty strange.
Okay, now we're talking about more than just objects in the sky. This is getting personal. It's mind-boggling, to say the least. But let's talk about the encounter that really put UAPs back on the map, the Tic Tac incident. You're probably familiar with it, but the details are just incredible.
It's a game changer for sure. In 2004, off the coast of San Diego, multiple Navy pilots, highly trained professionals, along with radar operators on different ships, witnessed this object that defied our understanding of physics. And we're not talking about some blurry photo or a single witness. We have corroborated accounts from credible sources, all baffled by an object that moved in ways we couldn't explain.
It's like something out of a sci-fi movie, except it really happened. This tic-tac-shaped object was moving at incredible speeds, stopping and starting instantly, hovering, even plunging into the ocean and then shooting back up. The pilots who witnessed it, guys like Commander David Fravor, they're not prone to exaggeration. They saw something truly extraordinary.
Exactly, and what's even more intriguing is that the object seemed to be playing with the pilots, almost as if it was toying with them. It would mirror their movements, disappear and reappear, as if it was aware of their presence and reacting to them.
It's like it knew exactly what it was doing, and it wanted them to know that it knew. So how do we even begin to explain something like that? Well, Elizondo turns to a scientist named Hal Puthoff, who has some pretty mind-blowing theories.
Puthoff isn't afraid to explore the fringes of science. He suggests that UAPs might be manipulating space-time itself to achieve their incredible feats. It sounds like science fiction, I know, but his theory is actually rooted in Einstein's work on general relativity. Einstein's theories tell us that space and time are intertwined and that massive objects can actually warp the fabric of space-time.
So we're talking warp drives, wormholes, things we usually associate with Star Trek.
Exactly. Puthoff proposes that UAPs might be manipulating these very principles to travel vast distances, appear and disappear at will, and even move through different environments like air, water, and maybe even solid objects.
Okay, so maybe, just maybe, we can wrap our heads around space-time manipulation, as crazy as this sounds. But then Elizondo throws us another curveball. He dives into the politics of UAP disclosure. He describes this constant struggle to get the government to take the issue seriously, and the resistance he faced from certain factions within the government itself.
This is where things take a turn for the truly unsettling. Elizondo claims there are groups within the government that are actively working against UAP disclosure, not because they're afraid of public panic, but for entirely different reasons. He calls them the Collins elite, a shadowy group, apparently driven by religious beliefs, who are dead set against the idea of extraterrestrial life. It's like something out of a conspiracy thriller.
So we have a potential cover-up on our hands, a battle over information that could change everything we thought we knew about our place in the universe. And where does Elizondo fit into all of this?
He becomes a whistleblower. Frustrated by the secrecy and the pushback he was facing, he decides to resign from the Pentagon. He was tired of fighting a losing battle from the inside, so he chose to take a stand and bring the issue to light.
And he doesn't just quietly fade into the background. He goes public with his story, risking his career, his reputation, maybe even his safety, to expose the truth about what he knew. He starts doing interviews, appearing on television, even working with Tom DeLonge, the former Blink-182 singer, who's become a major figure in the UFO community. It's a bold move, and it gets people talking. But the real question is, did it make a difference?
It did, in a big way. In 2020, after years of denial and secrecy, the Pentagon officially releases those Navy videos of UAP encounters, the ones that Elizondo had been talking about all along. Then, in 2021, the Office of the Director of National Intelligence releases a preliminary report on UAPs, acknowledging that there are objects in our airspace that we can't identify.
So after decades of dismissing UAPs as fringe theories, the government is finally acknowledging that there's something out there that we don't understand. And it seems like Elizondo's decision to go public played a crucial role in making that happen. He forced the conversation into the open, and that's a huge step forward.
Absolutely. It's a testament to the power of speaking truth to power, even when it's difficult, even when it's dangerous. Elizondo's story shows us that one person can make a difference, that even in the face of overwhelming secrecy and resistance, the truth has a way of coming out.
It's a real turning point, you know? We've gone from whispers and shadows to actual government reports and public hearings.
Yeah.
Elizondo really changed the game.
No doubt about it. He dragged a topic that was considered fringe right into the mainstream. It's not about little green men anymore. It's about acknowledging that we don't know everything and facing the possibility that we're not alone in the universe.
That's a pretty humbling thought when you really think about it. And a little scary, to be honest. We've come so far with our technology and all, but we still can't figure out what these things are or where they come from.
It really makes you realize just how much we don't know. The universe is full of mysteries. That's what makes Elizondo's story so fascinating. He isn't just talking about UFOs. He's talking about pushing the boundaries of what we know and being brave enough to face those limits head on.
He's basically asking us to question everything, to be open to the idea that reality might be a lot stranger than we think. It's a challenge, yeah, but it's also an invitation to explore and learn and broaden our horizons. Yeah.
And think about the implications. If even a tiny bit of what Elizondo says is true, it could change everything. Our understanding of physics, our place in the cosmos, imagine the tech we could develop, the philosophical debates, how different our cultures could be if we knew for sure that there was other life out there.
It's mind-blowing when you stop and think about it. Elizondo's story is a powerful reminder that we don't have all the answers, that there's a lot left to discover. And it makes you wonder what happens next.
That's the big question, right? What do we do with this information? Keep investigating. Demand more transparency and answers. Or do we just ignore it, stick our heads in the sand, and pretend we didn't hear any of this? Elizondo's journey is a call to action. It's an invitation to search for the truth, no matter where that search takes us.
It's a call to embrace the unknown, to always be curious, and to never stop asking questions. So next time you're looking up at the stars, remember Luis Elizondo and what he risked to bring this story to light. It's a story about courage, about challenging the way things are, and about our never-ending desire to understand our place in the universe. Who knows, maybe the answers are out there, just waiting for us to find them.
And that's our summary for today. We hope you enjoyed it. Don't forget to grab your free copy of the audiobook using the link in the description below. See you next time.